What if one kid dîner could change everything? What if a simple réunion between two beloved stars
reignites a flame fans thought had faded forever? Fire Yongzi and Xian, the iconic duo behind one of China's most unforgettable love dramas, have just been spotted together in an unannounced private dinner. And now, the internet is on fire.
Is this a secret date? A rekindled romance?
Or a signal that something even bigger is coming? Stay with us, because this story has more layers than anyone expected. It began quietly, no flashing cameras, no red carpet, no official statements. Just a cold evening in Beijing, an ordinary street, and two familiar figures slipping unnoticed into a discreet restaurant tucked away from the city's constant noise. Yongzi, having just wrapped filming for her latest project, returned to the capital in what seemed like a well-earned moment of rest. But what came next would ignite a whirlwind of speculation, nostalgia, and excitement across the entertainment world. There, in the warm glow of that quiet dining spot, sat Xian, her former co-star, her longtime friend, and for many fans around the globe, the other half of a pairing that defined a generation of romantic television. They weren't surrounded by a PR team. There were no photographers in tow. It was, by all appearances, just dinner. And yet, it wasn't. What made this sighting so powerful was not just who they were, but what they represented. Yongzi and Xian are not simply actors. They are the emotional anchors of a story that years ago brought countless people to laughter, to tears, and to hope through the drama go-go Squid. The chemistry they shared on screen transcended fiction.
It felt réel, raw, and unforgettable.
And for the millions who followed their journey, that on-screen connection left a lasting question. Was there something more behind the scenes? When the photos surfaced, candid, grainy, taken at a respectful distance, there was no mistaking the familiarity between them. The ease in their body language, the comfort in their smiles, the unspoken understanding that only time and experience can cultivate. There was no grand gesture, no performative affection. But somehow, the simplicity of the moment said more than words ever could. What if this wasn't just dinner? What if this was a rekindling, not necessarily of romance, but of a bond that had always lingered just beneath the surface? A connection grounded in mutual respect, shared history, and perhaps a desire to rediscover what made them so compelling together in the first place.
Speculation spread like wildfire.
Was this a prelude to a professional reunion, a new project in the works? Or was it something even more personal? Some wondered whether this was a sign of a renewed chapter in their relationship, years after the public had stopped asking. For others, it was simply a touching reminder that some connections, no matter how long left dormant, never truly disappear. What made that dinner unforgettable was its intimacy. In a world where celebrity is often carefully curated and staged, this moment felt genuine. It wasn't designed for headlines, but it became one anyway. Because sometimes, all it takes is a quiet meal between two old friends to awaken something larger than either of them planned. Hope, excitement, and the possibility of something beautiful beginning again. When the images of Yongzi and Xian's quiet dinner first began circulating online, the reaction was immediate, but it was far more than a simple buzz. What followed was a global emotional wave, something deeper than just gossip or celebrity chatter. Fans didn't merely react, they felt. Across continents, across languages and cultures, something had been stirred. For many, this wasn't just about two celebrities meeting again. It was about memory, longing, and the power of connection revisited. People remembered. They remembered the way Yongzi and Xian made them feel years ago, when Go-Go Squid first aired. It wasn't just a love story on screen, it was a cultural moment. Their chemistry was electric, effortless, and somehow deeply comforting. For many viewers, it came during a time in their lives when they needed to believe in softness, in sincerity, in love that felt real even within fiction. And so, seeing the two together again, after all this time, unlocked a floodgate of emotions they didn't even know were still waiting. From bustling cities in South Korea and Japan to quiet corners in France, Canada, and Southeast Asia, fans took to social media not with hysteria, but with something more personal: hope. They posted not just memes and speculations, but heartfelt messages. Messages about how this pairing reminded them of their own stories, their own dreams. It wasn't just about a show, it was about who they were when they watched it, who they became because of it. In an era where celebrity news often feels staged or overproduced, this moment, simple and unannounced, felt rare. Fans didn't need a press release. They needed only that brief glimpse to believe in something again. Perhaps it was the dream of seeing their favorite stars reunite on screen. Perhaps it was the idea that something beautiful, even after years of silence, could still return. Some speculated about a new project, a long-awaited sequel, or a crossover event that could reignite the magic of their shared performance. Others, more quietly, wondered if this dinner was something private but meaningful, a reconnection of hearts, or simply a reminder that relationships of any kind don't need to disappear just because the cameras stop rolling. What made the global reaction so unique wasn't the volume, it was the depth. This wasn't just fan service. It was fan memory, fan loyalty, and fan emotion at its most sincere. For a brief moment, people across countries and generations were united by one simple hope, that what they loved once might not be entirely in the past. And that is the true power of connection. It reminds us that even in a fast-moving, constantly changing world, there are stories, and people, that stay with us. Yang Zi and Xian didn't just remind fans of a show they adored. They reminded them of a feeling they'd quietly held on to. A feeling that, just maybe, still has more to give. While fans were still reeling from the surprise dinner between Yang Zi and Xian, another revelation was quietly taking shape, one that didn't just stir emotions, but signaled a dramatic shift in the trajectory of Chinese entertainment. Yang Zi, once known primarily for her endearing girl-next-door charm, had stepped into a position that only a few actresses in her generation have dared to reach. With the upcoming drama Tree of Life, she's not simply returning to the screen, she's redefining what it means to lead. This wasn't just another role. This was a statement. Tree of Life isn't the kind of project built for lightweight storytelling. Set against the remote, majestic backdrop of the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, the drama tackles weighty themes: climate change, rural transformation, human resilience. It's the kind of series that demands not just technical skill, but emotional depth, clarity of presence, and the courage to carry a narrative that matters beyond entertainment. And it is Yang Zi's name, not a veteran male actor's, that headlines it. That subtle change in the casting order sent shockwaves through the industry. Hu Ge, an undisputed legend with a legacy spanning decades, had always been the name to lead. But now, Yang Zi stands at the forefront. And she does so not by coincidence, but by growth. By proving time and again that she is no longer just a child actress or a romantic lead, but a storyteller with something vital to say. Her selection as the central figure in Tree of Life reflects a greater transformation, one that mirrors a shift in audience demand. Viewers today are hungry for stories that carry meaning, for characters that reflect social urgency, and for actresses who can embody both vulnerability and power. Yang Zi represents that bridge. She connects generations of viewers, from those who watched her grow up on screen to those discovering her now as a woman in full command of her voice and craft. Her rise isn't loud or brash. It's measured, earned, and rooted in consistency. She's been quietly building a repertoire that spans genres and emotions, from the fantastical sweep of Ashes of Love to the modern relatability of Go-Go Squid. But Tree of Life is different. It marks the beginning of a new identity, not just for her, but for how leading women are viewed in socially conscious Chinese drama. The significance isn't only in her taking the lead, but in how she leads, with humility, with grace, and with an authentic passion for the story she's telling. It's a role that could easily be overshadowed by its themes or setting, but instead, it becomes personal. Because when Yang Zi steps into that world of hardship, struggle, and hope, we see not just a character, we see an artist stepping fully into her own. And in doing so, she doesn't just change the narrative. She becomes it. So what does this mean for her and Xian? Insiders whisper it could be the early stage of a new collaboration. Perhaps a film, a Tree of Life sequel, or even a global miniseries tapping into environmental themes. Others wonder, could they be exploring something deeper behind the scenes? A futur project? A shared cause? Or is this simply the quiet joy of two people reconnecting in the midst of fast-paced fame? In the world of entertainment, even a single meal can become a story. But with these two, every moment feels like it's building towards something bigger. Let's not forget Yang Zi's journey from child star in Home with Kids, to emotional powerhouse in Ashes of Love and Go-Go Squid, to leading social dramas like Tree of Life. Clapperboard, this isn't luck. It's vision. Passion. Resilience. She represents a new era of storytelling, where stars don't just entertain. They inspire. They challenge norms. They lead global conversations. Whether it's romance, activism, or international collaboration, Yongzi isn't just trending. She's evolving.
So, what do you think?
Is this the beginning of a new love story for Yongzi and Xian? A long-awaited reunion? Or the quiet launch of an unforgettable new project? Speech Balloon, drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. Glowing Star, and if you love exclusive celebrity stories, powerful career moments, and behind-the-scenes scoops. Backhand index pointing right, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment with news star Xian. We're here to bring you fresh perspectives, global stories, and heart-stirring updates from the world of Chinese entertainment. Movie Camera, thank you for watching, and remember, in this industry, even the quietest moments can echo the loudest.